Hi, my name is James with Good Neighbor Pool Care.
And I'm Ron with Liberty Pool Service.
Today we're going to talk about equipment saving measures you can do for your pool equipment in the event of freezing weather.
We all remember the freeze of 2021, Valentine's Day. We've learned a lot since then.
So we're going to do what we can to help protect your equipment.
Ordinarily, we tell all our customers during a freeze to just don't do anything. Let your pumps run. Your freeze protection will kick in. Your pump will run 24/7. As long as it's below 32, your pump will keep running, no problem. The water will circulate. You're in good shape.
The problem came in with the storm this past year where the power went out for multiple days, no water was flowing, and all the water froze inside the pumps, the filters, and the pipes and valves, causing extensive damage.
So what do we do if the power goes out?
That's what we're about to show you.
Okay. You
No, after you.
We're still rolling.
Yes.
Okay, so first thing you need to do, turn the pumps off. If you've already lost power, your power is going to be off. But you still want to kill your switch here, which is going to kill all the power. You may have a couple of switches. Turn all of them off, okay? If you're not sure, kill the breaker. Because what you don't want is when the power comes back on and you have everything drained, you don't want your pump to come on and burn up your pumps, okay? So after that, you want to drain everything. This is your heater. You may have different equipment. You may have maybe totally different, but they all have basically the same thing. All heaters have drain plugs. This one has one right here. All you do is unscrew it. Pretty simple. Water will drain out. There's another one right here. Pull that one. And then you want to drain your pumps as well. So take your lids off. First, take this lid on. And then you want to drain them. They all have drain plugs. This one has one here and here. So this one has two. Some of them just have one. This one has two somewhere. Okay, they're over on this side. So there's one here, and there's one here. There and there. Okay? Also, the filter. You want to let the air release open up, let the air out. Take you a big wrench, pull this off, let it drain.
Pull what off?
The drain plug.
Oh, okay.
There are different sizes. Some are this size, some are smaller, some maybe around the back, but they all have a drain plug. Another thing, you might want to pull your backwash valve up. That's going to drain water out your backwash line. Okay.
Another thing you might want to do, another thing we saw damage on during the storm was the valves, particularly check valves, which look like this right here. It'd be a good idea if you have valves that look like this, is to take these screws out and turn this plastic and pull the insert out. That way there's not water sitting up here that could freeze and crack this pipe or even crack this valve up here. So that's just another way to protect your valves and pipes from freeze damage.
And where do I put? Do I leave the leads on the pumps, or do I bring
them
them
off.
in?
Take them off.
We take those off
Just leave
and
them
bring
off.
them inside the house.
Yeah, and put all the drain plugs that you took out into a location where you'll know where they are, so that when the weather gets back to normal,
Mm-hmm.
you can put them all back in, because you don't want to lose a plug and not be able to restore your pool to working order.
This is another thing. This is a chlorinator. We found a lot of these that were busted during the freeze. Go ahead and just take the lid off of it. And that'll let the water drain down so you won't lose your chlorinator.
Okay. Do I have to put insulation on any of the tubing or the pipes?
You can. We saw some cases where people protected their equipment with blankets, tarps, whatever they could find, just to keep the ice from settling onto them. It didn't protect them from the severe cold, but it did protect them from snow and ice. So that can help. But
Some people use space heaters. Of course, if you lose your power, you're going to lose that. But yeah, the more you can put blankets, covers over it, it will help. Another thing we found out was, whether you know it or not, in chemistry class, is true. Salt water freezes below regular pool water. I kept looking over at my neighbor's pool, and his pool was water. My pool was solid ice. What the heck's going on? He's got a saltwater pool.
Mhm.
That's why.
So it's good to
Saltwater,
consider upgrades to saltwater pools?
or it's a good idea to keep your salt generator working if it goes out, because that can help you in freezes.
Okay, so just to recap, what we need to do is cut the power.
The power's right here. Either there'll be a master switch, or if you don't have a master switch, find the breaker in your breaker box and turn the power off at the breaker.
Okay, and then
And
the
work your way
heater.
down the pad. The next thing on this pad is the heater. So you would take the plugs out of the header on the heater and let the water drain out of that.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go to your pumps, find the one or two drain plugs, unscrew those, let the water drain out, and take off the lid. Set the lid to the side. Do that for all your pumps. And then
you open your air valve here on your filter, pull the drain off the bottom, let it drain out, and then take this lid off your chlorinator. Okay, so another thing we want to do before the freeze happens is make sure your freeze protection is working. This is a temperature sensor for your freeze protection. This monitors the temperature of the air outside. Right now, this is my PDA. It shows it to be 72 degrees.
23, yes.
Okay, 73. That's because I'm holding it. It's getting hotter. If it's about 73 degrees out today, so if that means this temperature sensor is working. So when it gets down below, say 35, the pump's going to turn on, even if it's 3 o'clock in the morning. It doesn't matter. If it said 90 degrees today, well then when it's actually freezing out here, it's going to think it's 50. It's not going to turn on. So you might want to double check your temperature sensor and make sure it's working. If not, you want to replace it.
Thank you. So I'll have to cover all this with blankets or insulation?
Yeah, we mentioned covering the equipment with blankets or tarps, whatever you can find to help protect it from ice and snow. It's important to do that only if the power is out, so that we don't end up with a spark and a fire and causing not just damage to your pool, but also to your house. And then if you do cover it while the power is off, when the power comes back on, be sure to come out and take all that stuff off.
Okay. Okay. So, and as far as the pool, what do I do at the pool for about skimmers or things like that? Can you show me on the
we
pool?
show you?
Thank you.
Follow me.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you, James.
Okay, so here we are at the pool. Last Valentine's Day, this pool was frozen solid, as was the spa. One way to prevent as much damage is take a water jug, Coke jug, whatever, fill it up halfway with water, drop it in the skimmer, and the theory is as the water freezes, rather than expanding outward and breaking the skimmer, it's going to expand inward and crush that bottle. It's okay to crush the bottle, it's not okay to crush the skimmer.
And on a larger scale, you do the same thing with the pool itself. Coke bottles, milk jugs, laundry detergent bottles, buckets with lids, anything that you have that you can put enough water in to where it breaks the surface of the water, but is down far enough to where if the water freezes, it crushes that, the bucket or the water jug or pool noodles. That way, when it crushes that, it's crushing in on those objects rather than out against your tile, cracking your tile, and you come out and all your tiles falling off after the freeze.
Mm-hmm.
Same goes for your spot. So if you jugs, buckets, whatever you got, toys, anything, the same thing they'll crush rather than crush your tile. Because we did see a lot of crushed tiles after that freeze. But
Yeah.
Anything to help relieve that pressure as it's freezing will help.
And once the power comes back up and everything goes back to kind of like above freeze, what do I do?
well, clear out all of your bottles and garbage out of your pool. You want to put all the plugs back in on all of your pool equipment. Turn your breakers and switches back on. Make sure you probably want to wait at least a day or two, give it time, after the temperature comes up. You don't want to turn it on right away because even though your pool may have defrosted, your pump may still have ice in it. So if you turn it on, you may hear the rather than the pump pumping water.
Mm-hmm.
And also, since you've drained your pumps, you may need to get a bucket of water and pour into the pump before you put the lid back on it so that it'll prime and come up quicker than just burning up the motor with no water in it.
Or maybe I'll just call you guys.
Or you could do that. Yep.
Again, I'm James from Good Neighbor Pool Care based out of Wiley, Texas.
And I'm Ron with Liberty Pool Service in McKinney, Texas. Give us a call if you need any help. We'd be glad to help. Thank you for watching.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.